So we've discussed the general forms, embedded forms, email automated responses to signups or new people that are brought into your list. And then also here we have another option called subscriber pop-ups. So subscriber pop-ups are kind of similar to embedded forms in the sense, let's click on it, in the sense that they will be placed onto your website because you'll have to generate a code for them. But let's go ahead and say, like, for example, here's one that you're creating. You could say, for example, it says right now subscribe to our mailing list, but let's change the content. Let's say sign up for, oops, sign up for weekly coupons. So let's say you're a coupon site, and let's kind of shy away from the cupcake idea right now. Let's say you're a coupon site, right? And you give away coupons for different products. You could have it so that when they come to your page, this pops up. I'm sure we've all been to a website where something pops up and tries to solicit our email to get our email. Say something like sign up for weekly coupons or whatnot. And you can edit that however you would like here. And if you do, and here's the thing, you can either add a photo here or you can add a photo here. Now what happens is when you go to add a photo, it's going to take you to your content manager, which has your files, your products, which you haven't added any, and then also this Giphy. So you can search for different GIFs and put them in here. Okay. So this is just what it's showing, but you could set up anything you really want by searching. Like you could search for cat, and then it's probably going to show a bunch of cats. Yep. See? So that's how that works. So you'll have to put your pictures that you want to upload into that pop-up here by uploading them here, okay? And then once you do that, see, it's pretty simple. And once you do that, you'll be able to then choose them from here. So you'll be, let's go back, come on. All right, sometimes the computer just doesn't want to cooperate. So basically, when you go to add it here, it's going to take you to here and you'll see a list of all your pictures that you could choose from. Then here you can, here back on the page, the picture will pop up here where you see these little mountains and the sun and cloud. And you'll be able to, content, you'll be able to make it edge to edge if you want. And that'll help with the shaping so that it fits in here. And then you can make your message customized. So right now it's back to subscribe to our mailing list. So we're just doing that. Just keep it simple. Here they're going to put their email address, and then you could go ahead and generate the code. Now, before you do so, you can actually click mobile up here, and you'll be able to see what it'll look like on a mobile device. So that allows you to make sure it's optimized for both devices. Because what if they're visiting your website from their phone? You want to make sure that you can, see what that's going to look like before you start spending money to draw more traffic to your site. Okay, so what we're going to do here is go back to design because we were on content. On format, you can make it modal. You can make it on the side, so it's going to pop up down there kind of, or you can make it fixed. Okay, so it's going to kind of just pop up at the bottom. And generally, if you're trying to get their attention, this is going to be the most effective way because it grays out their entire screen. Notice when you do fixed, it's not as obnoxious. This one is very in your face, and they still have the option of exiting if they'd like to. And then here you determine when you'd like it to display. After 5 seconds that they land on that page, after 20 seconds, once they scroll to the middle of the page, if they scroll to the bottom of the page. The best one to do probably is 5 seconds after they've gotten to the page. Because if you don't get their attention quickly, they're going to be gone. A lot of people don't even spend 20 seconds on a page. Do you? Not unless you find something you like. So you need to make sure that you get this data captured quickly. And then you can actually change your font type, your text color, make it really interesting. Orange is a great color, and it depends on what your site is. You want it to mesh with your site, but generally a little bit brighter colors are going to have effectiveness, but don't make it like super red or something that looks like it's like a virus or something. Then they might not even want to put their email. So you can also do full width, and that's going to control the button. See that? You can align it left, center, right, etc. And you can change the coloration of the button, and you could change what it says in there. Sign up now. Sign up free. Now see how it changed? So once you've customized this the way you want, oh, and one last thing. Don't forget, overlay opacity. Overlay opacity is how much you want this box here to be see-through. Because this box is supposed to look like it's popped up on top of your other content. So if you make this 100%, right? See now see that? Now it's not allowing the contrast. It's just so strong. Now if you make it more like, let's say 65%, which is where I would keep it, it's still allowing them to see that your other website is working in the background. But how see-through is it? Do you see that? It's just it's slightly grayed out. Like if you go to 30%, see that? It's even less grayed out. So by doing so, and I would just leave it at, where the default is. I'm sure they've done research on what is the most effective, and that's where they came up with their default. But this shows them that, okay, you're still on the page, but this is what you need to be focusing on right now. So let's generate the code. And then you have your code here. You can just click on it. No, it's not letting you just click. Okay, well then you're going to have to highlight the whole thing and copy. And then close. So when you embed this on your website, before we do that, make sure we cover one last thing here. Skipping around a little bit, but I want to make sure I cover this. So for design, we've got that down, right? We know how to design our pop-up. For content, we know where we can go to change the image. We know how we can change the text that we want it to say here. Now here is fields. So let's say you don't want just their email address. You want some other information. You can click first name, last name, address, and then you can get all their information that you need. Okay? Phone number. And you can determine which ones need to be required and which ones don't. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you're setting up forms, the last thing somebody's going to do is say, yes, I want to get some free coupons or something, and then just sign and put all their life information here. The reality is the most effective forms are going to look like this. Very simple email address. So if you don't have an absolute reason to get their name with a pop-up, you're going to be much better off just doing the email. So once you have that all done, just go ahead and view the code right there, okay? And then you publish it. You're about to save and publish these changes to your subscriber pop-up form. So you go ahead and publish, and now your subscriber pop-up form is finished. So if you've made any changes, you'd have to come back and you'd have to highlight all this again and then get it, because every time you make changes, it's going to change the code in here. So whenever anything's changed, you always have to come back, get this code, and then you put this code on your site. And generally this is going to be put in, if you're using Squarespace or Wix or one of these website makers, I think it's generally going to go in the heading section of your custom code editor area. So that's where you're going to want to put that.